For you to take gasoline and burn somebody, you must really hate them. Well, that's what happened to Rebecca Cheptegei. Rebecca Cheptegei, a long-distance runner who competed in the Olympic marathon in Paris, is in critical condition after a man poured gas on her and set her on fire, police in Kenya says. Uganda long-distance runner who competed at the Paris Olympics this summer has been severely burned in Kenya after a man who was in a relationship with her poured gasoline on her and set her on fire on Sunday, according to local authorities. Rebecca Cheptegei, 33 years old, was in critical condition at the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in the city of Eldoret, Kenya, after sustaining burns to 80% of her body, according to Dr. Owen Menak, who is on staff at the hospital. She was attacked by a man identified as Dickinson Nadima, who she was said to be in a relationship with. According to Jeremiah O. Kenzum, commander of the Trans-Nzoia County Police in Kitale, Kenya, no arrests have been made so far, the police said. Mr. Nadema secretly entered Miss Cheptegei's home in the Trans-Nzoia County with a jerrycan of gasoline. Miss Kozam said that he poured gasoline on her and set her on fire. The resulting fire also burned Mr. Nadema in 30% of his body. Mr. Kozim said the two were involved in a property dispute, leading to Miss Cheptegei to file a police report, according to her father, Joseph Cheptegei. Miss Cheptegei, a professional athlete, ran the marathon at the Paris Olympics in August, where she placed 44th. She qualified for the Olympic marathon after reaching a personal best of 2 hours and 22 minutes and 47 seconds at the 2022 Abu Dhabi Marathon, according to the website for the Paris Games. In 2022, she won the up and downhill race at the World Mountain and Trail Running Championship in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Miss Cheptegei is not the only female athlete who has been attacked in recent years, which has stirred conversation about gender-based violence in several African nations. In August of 2021, Agnes Jibet, a Kenyan long-distance runner who competed in the Tokyo Olympics and broke world records, was found stabbed to death in her home, and her husband, Abraham Rotish, was charged with her murder but pleaded not guilty. The next year, Damis Matoe Muta, a Kenyan-born athlete who competed for Bahrain, was found strangled in Iten, Kenya. Protests against the killing of women have broken out in Kenya after a grisly wave of femicide across the nation, including Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, and South Africa. Calls for officials to do more for gender-based violence. Women rights campaigners have linked the spike in killings in recent years to economic pressure and coronavirus lockdowns, and say that authorities and leaders have not done enough to address the problem. According to the United Nations, an estimated 20,000 gender-related killings of women were recorded in Africa in 2002. Which has the highest rate of femicide in the world. And Africa has the highest rate of femicide, and Jamaica is close second. Another Uganda runner, Benjamin Kapaglat, was fatally stabbed last year in Kenya on New Year's Eve. Mr. Kapaglat, at 34, had competed in 3 Olympics, specializing in the 300-meter steeplechase. And honestly, I have to say that this is a part of toxic masculinity and gender-based wars. You guys can blame a lot of what is spread in the Western Hemisphere as far as toxic masculinity and gender-based wars on people like Kevin Samuels and people like Fresh and Fit. They're the one that really spread that narrative. They're the one that really exposed it and spoke about it in a way that was acceptable. So let's get into toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity refers to a set of cultural norms, behavior, and beliefs about masculinity that emphasize the suppression of emotions, the devaluation of women, and the glorification of aggression, dominance, and control. It's not a criticism of masculinity itself, but rather a critique of the harmful ways in which some expressions of masculinity are socially enforced, leading to negative consequences for individuals in society. And the key aspects of toxic masculinity are emotional suppression, encouraging men to avoid showing vulnerability, sadness, or fear, and aggression and dominance, promoting physical aggression, dominance, and control as the ideal way for men to assert their masculinity, often leading to violence and bullying, whether that be emotional violence and aggression, whatever. Devaluation of woman and femininity, dismissing or demeaning anything perceived as feminine, which can attribute to sexism, misogyny, and homophobia. Sexual conquest, valuing men based on their sexual success, often leading to harmful attitudes towards women and unhealthy sexual relationship, and a resistance to seeking help if they need it. So the idea that a man should be self-reliant and avoid asking for help, which can prevent them from seeking necessary support for health and mental well-being or other issues. And as far as gender wars, it refers to conflicts and power struggles rooted in gender differences, inequalities, and stereotypes. These wars can manifest in various ways, such as including physical violence, cultural battles, and systematic oppression, often leading to broader social tensions between genders. While the term is sometimes used metaphorically to describe ongoing struggles for gender equality, it can also have more literal implications. And the subset of gender wars, it's violence against women and gender minorities, and this includes acts of physical, sexual, and emotional violence based on their gender. Cultural and ideology conflicts, these wars manifest in debates over gender roles, reproductive rights, LGBTQIA rights, and other issues related to gender equality. Economic and political power struggle, gender-based disparities in pay, job opportunities, and representation in leadership position reflect an ongoing battle for economic and political equality. Legal and policy battles, meaning conflicts over legislation and policies related to gender issues such as reproductive rights, which we are going through in the United States, like Roe v. Wade. Social media and digital spaces, online platforms have become a battleground for gender-based conflicts where misogyny, harassment, and abuse of women are seen as a way of entertainment. And that's why I said you can blame people like Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit. They all participated in gender-based wars, and they all participated in toxic masculinity talks. That's also another reason anytime I hear people talking about I'm a alpha or I am an alpha wolf, I didn't know that they're an immediate red flag, because if you actually study that statistics, that study that was done on the alpha wolf, you would know that the person that put that information out, that there is one alpha wolf and he leads the pack, he went back and studied them for 10 years and came back and said there's no alpha wolf. Every male in the pack take turns leading the pack based on what they are better at. So anytime I hear people talking about stuff like that, they're an immediate red flag for me. And that's just me personally. But with that being said, I really am sorry for the Olympian Rebecca Cheptegei. I hope she recovers soon, and I hope she makes a full recovery. But 80% of your body being burned is going to be hard. She's going to have to learn to walk again. She's going to have to learn to run again. And I honestly can attribute this to nothing more than toxic masculinity, gender wars, and jealousy. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video here. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.